You've heard Jack Benny, Amos and Andy, Bergen and McCarthy. Still waiting to entertain you on CBS are Rocky Jordan, Horace Heidt, Joe Stafford and Dick Hames, our Miss Brooks, The Whistler, and Red Skelton.
Now, Del Monte Foods brings you a world of adventure with Rocky Jordan.
The tambourine's closed for the night, mister. Make it tomorrow.
Let's see it at once. Mr. Jordan, unlock the door.
This had better be good.
Now, boy, get in there.
No, please, sir.
Hey, what
You're
goes?
hurting me.
Inside, I said.
Let me go. Please let me go and I make the
All right,
promise.
the kid's far enough, mister. What's it all about?
I'm here for the return of my wallet. A wallet containing 500 pounds.
Look, we all make mistakes, so now...
There's no mistake. I was here at your tambourine earlier tonight. During that time, this boy stole the wallet from my pocket.
That right, kid?
Effendi, I...
Well, answer him. Did you or didn't you?
It is as he says. I stole his wallet in your tambourine, sir.
You understand now, Jordan?
Not a thing. Including where you get the idea of dragging the kid in here in the middle of the night.
Only to give you one chance. To return the wallet to me.
Me return it? What are you talking about?
So, you refuse. Well, we'll see what the police have to say.
Yeah, why don't you do that? There's one right at the corner.
Very well. Police! Police! Come! Arrest this man at once!
Del Monte, the brand you trust for flavor in so many good foods. Yes, Del Monte, the best-liked brand of canned fruits and vegetables in the whole wide world, takes you now to the Cafe Tambourine in Cairo, gateway to the ancient East, where modern adventure and intrigue unfold against a backdrop of antiquity. Tonight's Rocky Jordan story, The Big Gamble.
I had just locked the sight and sound of Cairo out of my Cafe Tambourine for the night when the big knocking came. I made the mistake of opening up. A red-faced man came in dragging a scared, ragged little native boy by the scruff of the neck, accusing him of picking a wallet from his pocket in the tambourine. Then he demanded that I return it. In another minute, he had the police in, and we all went down to headquarters. I'd counted on Sam Sabaaya straightening things out, but that was my second mistake. Seated in Sam's place was Sergeant Greco.
And who accuses this man?
I do, Sergeant, for the theft of my wallet in his cafe.
So, Mr. Jordan, again you stand before me prepared to protest your innocence.
Let Sam handle it, Greco. Where is he?
The Captain Sabaaya has a habit of sleeping at night. I am in command. Now, your name, please.
Ronson. Howard Ronson. This boy can tell you everything that happened. Go ahead, boy.
As you wish, sir.
A moment, boy. What is your name? Where do you live?
I am Stefan. I live with my sister on the Sharia Wisik. But I would not want her
Continue.
to know.
You were saying that you saw this Mr. Jordan steal the wallet from Mr. Ronson's pocket.
He didn't see anything like that, Greco.
Silence! Proceed now, boy, and quickly.
It was I who took the wallet from the man. But I did only as I was told.
Go on, go on. Tell him who hired you to steal there.
I was hired by Mr. Jordan. Everything that I stole in the tambourine, I was to turn over to him.
Most interesting. Most interesting indeed.
Greco, don't tell me you believe all this.
And why should I not believe it?
Anybody with a lick of sense could spot this as a frame-up. Get Sam down here. He can tell you.
It is hardly necessary to awaken the Capitan about such a small matter.
Sergeant, it's certainly not a small matter to me. My wallet contained 500 pounds. All I had in the world. I'm stranded in Cairo without it.
Yes, Mr. Ronson. We have ways of getting the truth from men such as this. Where is it, Mr. Jordan?
I wouldn't know.
The boy can tell us. Where did Mr. Jordan tell you to put it, boy?
He told me to place it in the yellow bowl, back of the tambourine bar.
I suggest we look there immediately. If it takes a search warrant...
That won't be necessary.
Then come, all of you. We shall see now who is telling the truth.
All right, Greco, have your look.
Now, boy, about the bowl where Mr. Jordan told you to hide the wallet.
There, at the back end of the bar.
Stay where you are. I will see.
Well, Sergeant?
Would you care to see Mr. Jordan?
No, it figured to be there.
Look at it, Mr. Ronson. Is this your wallet?
Wait. Yes, it is. And the boy was right.
As I thought. Now, we shall return to headquarters.
The wallet was planted there. Don't ask me why, but I still say it's a frame.
You will have full opportunity to say what you like at the proper time. Come now. And you, boy.
Oh, please, Sergeant. It is not that I wish to steal. Mr. Ronson would not want me to go to jail.
Wait, Sergeant.
Yes, Mr. Ronson?
Money, everything seems to be still here.
You are indeed fortunate.
I see no reason to go on with this.
Do I understand, sir, that you will not prosecute this troublemaker after what has happened?
You heard me. I'm dropping the charges.
Mr. Ronson, I must advise you to reconsider.
I don't need any advice. Now, why don't you take the boy home? I want a word with Mr. Jordan. Alone.
Very well, sir. But I warn you, Mr. Jordan, you will be under the strictest surveillance.
Yeah, sure. See you around, Greco.
Mr. Jordan.
That's all, boy. Take him away, Sergeant, quickly.
Come, boy. Goodbye, Mr. Jordan.
Well, aren't you going to thank me
Thank you for what?
for dropping the charges against you?
That depends on why. Of course, you paid the boy to plant the wallet there.
Did I?
He didn't like his job any too well.
You know, it wouldn't be good for the Tambourine clientele to know they'd get their pockets picked when they came here. It might ruin business.
Makes a good threat, Ronson. Now, what are you after?
I'm glad you understand. You see, what I'm after, I intend to get.
What do you intend to get?
All I want is the use of your cafe and your reputation. Your cellar is quite ample for a few gaming tables.
Gambling setup, huh? What else?
Rest assured, I have the right connections in this sector. They'll furnish ample protection. Or they could make it rough for you, Jordan.
That all now, Ronson?
Oh, I'm not greedy. I'll even cut you in.
Get out of here.
Jordan, haven't I made it clear what could happen?
Or do I throw you out? Either way.
That won't be necessary.
Suit yourself. Just make it quick.
I told you I intend to get what I want in whatever way necessary. Think about it, Jordan. Think about it. Until I come back.
I watched Ronson walk to the door. He turned, looked back at me, and then went out. Halfway down the block, he was joined by another man. They got into a car at the curb and drove away. I wondered when the next move would come. It didn't that night. I was still watching the next day as I walked toward the Hassan Mart to order some things for my Tambourine kitchen. Somebody was following me, all right. Not Ronson or his pal, but a frail, round-faced Egyptian girl. I kept going till I'd made sure, then I ducked into a doorway and waited for her to come by. Looking for somebody, lady?
Oh, Effendi, I did not know.
You could learn a lot of things about tailing people.
Please, I did not wish to offend. What I must do is not easy.
All right. What is it?
You are Mr. Jordan,
That's my name.
and you are the owner of the Cafe Tambourine, the man who had some trouble with the boy there last night.
I think you know that, too.
A Muslim girl such as I cannot go into your cafe, so I followed, awaiting an opportunity. I am Deborah, the sister of Stefan.
I see.
I must also be a mother to him, Effendi Jordan. He's in my care alone, but it is not easy.
Oh, I understand, Deborah. Now, what did you want to see me about?
This morning I learned that my brother had some money, pound notes, and I knew that he could have not gotten these monies honestly. I questioned him.
Did he tell you where he got it?
Yes, Effendi. I am most ashamed for my brother. He repents also what he has done to you.
Oh, go on, Deborah. What did he tell you?
That the money was given to him by a man named Ronson to perform a certain task.
At my cafe? To plant a wallet there and then tell the police I'd hired him to steal it?
Yes. The person named Ronson paid him to tell the lie. He offered so much money. Stefan was weak and could not refuse.
Not very hard to get Stefan to say things, is it?
Effendi, my brother is not an evil boy. It is the man Ronson who is evil.
Oh, I believe that, Deborah. Listen, do you think Stefan would tell the police what he told you?
Oh, I'm certain he would, but he's so afraid.
Of what?
Of the man Ronson. Oh, Mr. Jordan, if you would go with him to the police.
Sure, Deborah. Take me to your brother. I flagged a taxi and we rode east through winding streets to the hills that hold much of Cairo's worst native sector. This looked like the way out for me, to get Sgt Greco off my trail and at the same time to get some kind of indictment against Ronson. Anything to scotch his plans for taking over the Tambourine. We turned onto the Sharia Wisik, nothing more than an alleyway with overhanging rooftops that almost met above the street. Everything spelled poverty. And inside one of the buildings, it was even worse. Near the top of a long flight of stairs, Deborah opened a door. Stefan was there.
Stephen, I have brought Mr. Jordan.
Hello, kid.
Deborah, do not bring him here. I do not wish to see him.
I'm taking you to the police, Stefan. You can tell them the truth now.
No, I will not go. You cannot make me.
But it was your promise that you would tell them all that you have told me.
I have told nothing. I ask you to go away quickly from here.
Look, kid, this will square things for everybody. I've got nothing against you, not anymore.
I do not care how you feel. I will not go.
Mr. Jordan, what can we do?
I'll show you what we can do. Come on, Stefan, whether you want to or not.
Don't touch him, Jordan.
Deborah, you see now. Mr. Ronson warned me not to say he was here.
Nick, Chuck, come on in. Hold your guns to the boy's head. Don't hesitate to use them if you have to.
Oh, Mr. Jordan, I did not realize.
Wait, Deborah.
Is it clear now, Jordan? The boy's going to tell nothing.
Please, what will you do with my brother?
That depends on Mr. Jordan. You see, I still want the tambourine for my purpose.
What makes you think threatening a boy's life gets it?
Because I think I know you better now. You show slight regard for your own welfare, but perhaps the life of another.
Your big connections don't cover murder.
Don't tempt me to prove otherwise. What happens to this boy is entirely in your hands. I'll take the boy out.
No, Deborah, do not let them take me. They will
Hurry
kill
up.
me. Deborah!
Stephen!
Look, Ronson, killing the boy's not what you want. That wouldn't get you gambling into my cafe.
But it would impress you. I have still other ways of getting what I want if this one fails.
Mr. Jordan, please. For my brother's life, I beg you.
Well, Jordan?
Whatever you say, Ronson. Just let him go.
Not so fast. We'll keep the boy under cover till everything's set up.
Then let me go with him. He must have my care. Please let me go with him.
Why not let her go with him, Ronson?
Whatever you say, Jordan. Why not? Anything for my partner.
Del Monte Foods is presenting tonight's adventure with Rocky Jordan. Now that the days are getting warm, it probably seems as if every member of your family gets thirsty a dozen times a day. You've probably wished lots of times for just one easy, refreshing drink that everyone in the family will like. And I think you'll find it in Del Monte Pineapple Juice.
That's right, Larry. Del Monte Pineapple Juice has a special kind of refreshing flavor that tastes good from breakfast to bedtime.
Really, this sunny, healthful juice does offer you an extra dividend of refreshment, a golden tropic flavor. Such a perfect balance of tartness and sweetness you find in fully ripe pineapples and nowhere else. Del Monte starts with truly exceptional, superior pineapples, picks them ripe and packs them fast. And the flavor result is something to taste in every style of Del Monte pineapple, whether it's sliced, crushed, chunks, tidbits, or that sparkling golden juice.
Don't worry, Larry. There's always a space reserved in my refrigerator for several cans of Del Monte Pineapple Juice.
Yes, it's the perfect all-around refreshment for your entire family. So buy plenty when you buy Del Monte Pineapple Juice. And now we take you back to Cairo and tonight's Rocky Jordan story, The Big Gamble.
Well, all I could do was open up my tambourine to Ronson's gambling setup and wait for my chance to turn the tables. It was either that or the boy's life, and I couldn't have that on my head. By that night, I knew how well Ronson had laid his plans. The tambourine seller was all ready, and his mob were moving the gambling stuff in.
Hurry it up, boys. The dice table's in the middle of the floor.
Ronson.
Yes, what is it?
Don't forget the bargain.
Later, Jordan. I'm very busy.
You got what you want. Turn the kid loose now. Do it quick.
Don't be impatient. When we get into operation, it's soon enough.
Believe me, if anything happens to Stefan or his sister.
Wait. That man coming down the steps, isn't that Florio?
That's Florio.
I wondered when he'd be around. Get him out of here. Watch your step, but get him out of here.
Oh, the place isn't open for business yet, Florio.
Oh, you know who I am, eh, Senor Jordan?
I've seen you around.
Then you also know why I'm here. Because I found that you and this man Ronson are setting yourselves up in the gambling business.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
The police do not permit gambling in this sector of Cairo.
Since they ran you and your small-time racket out, Florio?
I tell you, this is my territory. And if you and Ronson do not learn it now, then perhaps they will find you both floating in an aisle.
All right, Jordan, I'll handle him.
And how do you think you'll handle me?
You men, go outside, all of you. Take a couple hours off.
Ah, so you wish us to be alone, huh? Now you're ready to suggest a deal?
There's no deal, Florio. I just wanted to tell you you're all through. This is my part of town now.
You have delusions, senor.
I said you're through.
I've warned you, Senor Ronson.
I don't like threats. Now you get out and stay out.
In good time, I'll go. But first, I'll show you.
Cut it, Florio. Keep back, Jordan. I said I'd handle it.
Not with a knife.
The
Deal was for gambling, Ronson, not murder.
Murder's a byproduct of gambling, Jordan. You know that.
So what happens now? When Florio's boys start missing him?
They won't be mad at me. This is your tambourine.
Hey, Rocky.
Keep him up there, Jordan. Yeah, Chris, what is it?
Captain Sabaaya's up here. Wants to see you.
Tell him I'll be right up.
Sure, Rock. I'll tell him.
Talk to him, Jordan. But just remember, my men are all around watching. And I'll be right behind the door.
Well, Jordan, you seem quite busy.
Do I, Sam? What's on your mind?
Oh, come, Jordan. Must my visits to your tambourine upset you so much?
Oh, sorry. Just a couple of things in my mind.
Oh? Perhaps it is about the trouble you had last night with the pickpocket.
So Greco finally told you?
Yes, he did. However, it seems that Mr. Ransom will not press his charges against you. You are fortunate.
He'd never prove it, Sam. You know that.
No, I do not think you would employ a child for such a purpose. And as for picking the pockets of your customers, well, it would only harm business.
You might explain all that to Greco.
I believe he knows that, too. But as for this man Florio, he is quite another problem.
Florio?
You know him then, Jordan.
I didn't say that. What about him?
I'm not quite sure. There have been rumors in this sector. It appears that Florio is not satisfied.
About what?
We will see. I'm looking into the matter. But tell me something, Jordan.
Yeah?
Do you think Florio plans to make a comeback in gambling?
How should I know?
It is only that I saw Florio enter your tambourine a moment ago. Where is he? I do not see him now.
Florio's not here, Sam. Not now.
Perhaps there is a mistake. Very well, that will be all. But, Jordan.
Yeah? What now?
I somehow sense that you are faced with a decision, one entirely your own. Let me only advise you. No matter for what purpose, there is no escaping the law, either of Allah or man. You understand?
I'll let you know when I figure it out.
Good day, Jordan.
So I was in it up to murder now, and still I didn't dare open my mouth. When I got back to the cellar, Florio's remains were already gone. Ronson was real efficient that way. Well, I'd started my gamble, and I knew it was time now to throw in some more chips. I had to find Stefan and Deborah. They were the only answer I could give to Sam or anybody else for what had happened. I walked down the street a couple of blocks, the eyes of Ronson's men on me all the way. After buying an afternoon paper, I strolled slowly back till the right beggar came along.
Bakshish, Effendi, for the poor, helpless blind.
Keep walking, Joby.
The blind must beg for piastres, Effendi. Only a coin or two.
Yeah, sure. Here you are.
Ah, Futu Shakir. Allah praise you.
Don't mention it. I always hand out 5-pound notes.
Oh, but you are mistaken, Effendi. This is but a 1-pound note.
Huh? What year?
1948. It is the delicate sense of touch, Effendi.
Forget your racket, Joby. I got a job for you.
But what could a poor blind man do, sir?
Watch a man named Ronson. You'll spot him at my Cafe Tambourine. Watch him always. Follow him.
As you say, I will not take my eyes off of him.
When you find out where Ronson has a boy and his sister hidden, come and tell me. But not till then.
They will be found. But about the 5-pound note.
You find them and I'll double it. Now, Imshi. And don't look back.
Alwa, Effendi. Bakshish! Bakshish for the night!
Joby was a shaky risk, but I had to count on him. Nothing came from him that night or the next day. And by then, Ronson had my cellar ready for customers. He moved his crew in that night. The crowds found the place quick, and the roulette wheels, card tables, and dice boards were as busy as Monte Carlo on a holiday weekend. One of those who came to pay his respects was a semi-high official named Ephraim Bey, who kept fiddling with some poker chips.
A most successful opening, would you not say, Mr. Jordan?
Yeah, that should interest you, F.M.B.
And why so?
I wondered what Ronson's political connection was. What's your cut?
I could ask you the same question, could I not, Mr. Jordan?
F.M.B.'s protection seemed to be enough. An opening night was a big success. Too big for the way I'd wanted. By closing time, Ronson was in great spirits.
Very good night, Jordan. Here's your share, Jordan. 450 pounds. Count it.
Just pay off the way you promised, Ronson.
The way I promised? I don't remember.
The kid and his sister. At least let me know where they are.
And give up my best insurance? No. Things are going too well. Let's keep it that way.
Ronson and his crew left the cellar for the night, but I knew some of them would stay close around. I wondered how long it would go on. I was just about to lock up the front tambourine door when Joby moved out of a shadow.
Bakshish for the blind offender.
Say it fast, Joby.
I have found the boy Stefan and his sister, Mr. Jordan.
Where?
In a small houseboat on the Nile, the third north of the Bullock Bridge.
Here. Here's your 10. Now, you got another job.
Your wish, Effendi.
Get in touch with Florio's men. Tell them Florio was killed by Ronson in my tambourine cellar where the gambling goes on.
Oh, but Mr. Jordan, when they learn of this, most terrible things will happen.
Yeah, I hope so. Now go tell them. Get going, Joby. Joby scooted off, and I locked up for the night. Nothing happened through the next day, but there was plenty in the air, and I felt something coming. The gambling crowds were heavier than ever that night. Ronson hadn't showed up yet, but the pint-sized politician F.M.B. was there again, still shuffling a bunch of poker chips in his hand.
Well, Mr. Jordan, something still disturbs you?
You seem contented enough, F.M.B.
And why not? Things are going quite well. They might get even better. Do you not agree?
Sure, he'll get better. He'll get a lot better.
Mr. Jordan, help me get out of here.
It was Florio's mob, and plenty of them. They piled down the steps, knocking over the tables and the customers that got in their way. Then they each picked one of Ronson's men. Building to an A1 free-for-all. That's when I left F.M.B. to fend for himself and ducked up the steps and out the back way.
Mr. Jordan,
Joby,
son.
I'm glad you're here.
I told you, Effendi. I warned you what would happen.
That's what I wanted, Joby. Now go call the police. Hurry. Tell them there's a riot in my tambourine.
In just a moment, Rocky Jordan returns to conclude tonight's story. It's only human nature, I suppose, but now that spring is well underway, most of us just can't wait for summer to get here. So, how about a real midsummer treat right now? A golden-crusted shortcake piled high with luscious Del Monte sliced peaches, tender and mellow and brimming with juice. Everybody will save room for that dessert.
Sounds wonderful, Larry. But then I think my family would save room for Del Monte peaches anytime, shortcake or no.
Yes, you can serve Del Monte peaches as often as you like, and know they'll always be welcome. They're ripened on the tree for deep, rich, full flavor. Flavor the way nature makes it. The flavor that has made Del Monte the best-liked brand of peaches in the world, bar none. You will want to serve them often, too, not only because they're delicious, but because they're easy for you and sensibly priced in the bargain.
Of course Del Monte peaches are popular, Larry. We women like to be sure we get our money's worth in quality and flavor every time.
So why not plan a tempting peach salad or dessert this week? Ask for Del Monte sliced peaches tomorrow, and don't settle for less. Back now to Rocky Jordan for the conclusion of tonight's story.
Joby scooted off to get the police, and in a few seconds I spun my car out of the dark alley and turned down the hill toward the Nile. I parked near the Bullock Bridge and made my way to the water's edge. I spotted the little houseboat with one of Ronson's heavies guarding the narrow gangplank that led to shore. So I moved a little way upstream and did some swimming till I was able to pull myself over the rail of the houseboat on the riverside. Just as I hit the deck, the guard heard me. He came running around, saw me too late. One try at his midsection, caved him in. Then it was man overboard.
Chuck, what's going on out here? Who's there?
Don't you know me, Ronson? I'm your partner.
Jordan, what are you doing here?
Just looking around.
Get off this boat.
How'd I see who's inside?
Keep out of there. Jordan, you saw what I did to Florio. If that's what you want.
The knife won't work this time, Ronson. Drop it.
No!
Drop
No!
it. Drop.
No! Jordan! That's enough.
All right, Ronson.
No!
Now, like I said, we'll see who's inside.
Deborah, is they Mr. Jordan?
Effendi, Jordan, we feared you would never come.
Well, it's all over now, Deborah. Ronson won't bother you anymore.
Then we are free to go back to our home?
Stefan, you promised to tell some things to the police, remember?
Oh, I'm sure that he remembers.
Yes, I wish to tell the police everything. And to prove to them that you did no wrong.
Now, you've got yourself a big job, Stefan. But let's go. Well, we left Ronson's pal still splashing around in the river. I dumped Ronson into my car, along with Deborah and a kid brother. We all went down to headquarters. Sam Sabaaya was there this time. Seems he'd been real busy locking up a lot of rioters for my tambourine, and more were to be picked up later. Stefan and Deborah told Sam everything they knew, and I filled in the rest. And a little later, Sam and I went back to have a look at my tambourine cellar.
Well, Jordan, the rioters did a most thorough job. The place is torn to bits.
Yeah, didn't miss a thing, did they, Sam? That's all right with me.
As I know. The beggar named Joby has told me how you contrived to have Florio's men raid your tambourine and then send for the police.
Maybe there was a better way. I don't know.
Your motives were of the best, Jordan. That is the important thing.
Anyhow, you got Ronson.
For illegal gambling, a charge which is worth little in Cairo. The murder of Florio, perhaps, although the proof might not be so easy.
With me as the only witness.
But Ronson's kidnapping of the boy can be definitely proved, and that is enough.
Sam, you might want to throw a few questions at a two-bit politician named F.M.
I did not tell you, did I, Jordan? It seems that F.M. stepped in the way of a flying chair at the height of the excitement. He is in the hospital.
Yeah. Hurt bad, Sam?
No, but in some difficulty. At the moment, he is trying to explain to the commissioner how he could be here and know of gambling in this sector, yet never report it to the police.
That'll give him a headache.
If he does not already have one. Well, I will tell you good night now, Jordan.
All right, good night, Sam. Maybe we can both get some sleep for a few nights now, huh?
Would you like to bet on that, Jordan?
Bet on it? Sam, you know I never gamble.
For superb flavor, for dependable quality always, enjoy Del Monte fruits and vegetables. Remember, buy wisely. Buy for flavor. Buy Del Monte, the brand you trust for flavor in so many good foods. Rocky Jordan, written by Larry Roman and Gomer Cool, stars Jack Moyles in the title role with Jay Novello as Sam Sabaaya, and is produced and directed by Cliff Howell, with original music composed and conducted by Richard Arrunt. Remember, you have a date next week at the Cafe Tambourine, run by Rocky Jordan. Same time, same station. And the story is The Mystery of Carl Kleist. Sure as you keep flour and sugar handy, you should have Del Monte crushed pineapple, too. Here's all the tart, sweet, tropical flavor of Del Monte pineapple in a style that's especially convenient for gelatin salads, baking, or ice cream. Ask your grocer for Del Monte crushed pineapple tomorrow. Larry Thor speaking. Rocky Jordan is presented over CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.